Hello and welcome to the Counter Attack with me, Jamie Hart and Jose Enrique. Once again, plenty to discuss. Premier League returning, and there is a burning question we have to ask Jose. Look, it's been a tough start to the season for Chelsea and Manchester United. Pochettino or Ten Hag, who gets the boot first?
It's difficult to say. It's true that it's very unexpected. Both of them, they start. Pochettino maybe more because it's a new team, a lot of young talents with a lot of talent really, but still needs to make his team in the way he plays. Ten Hag, after a very, very good season last season, I expected Manchester United to go in a much better position. But now, obviously, Sandro's situation, that he went on the press and said that, like obviously with Anthony as well, the situation that he's going through now as well. I'm going to go actually for Ten Hag. I don't think it's going to end well for him. I'm not sure what you think.
Yeah, I don't think he's dealt with the situation very well, was he, this season? I think last season with the Ronaldo thing and everything, I think he was really good.
Yeah.
But now I feel like he's got it all wrong with Jadon Sancho, and now he's coming out discussing players behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I just think that they'll find a way to get a result, Jose. I still think Manchester United will compete. I look at Chelsea and I think they've got 30 players and I probably know 5 of them. And I just think that's just not going to work out. I think he's going to get sacked, Pochettino. I don't know if it'll be this season because I think that'll be hard. But I think he'll be out of the job before Ten Hag. I really do.
You think so? I think Chelsea, the problem is they've gone through everybody now. It's like very difficult for them to sign anyone really. And Manchester United, I don't think they're going to get the sack this season anyway, in my opinion, any of them too, Yeah,
but say Chelsea finished 9th. You're telling me Pochettino don't get the sack? He gets the sack.
Yeah, but
there is every possibility that could happen.
Yeah, it's true, but obviously you know Pochettino very well because of his time at Spurs, and for me, he's a top manager. I really like him. I actually think he's going to turn everything around, and the most important is that he has time to turn things around because he has the whole week to train the players. He doesn't play European, so like you say, at the end, it's pressure at the same time because he needs to finish really high on the table because you don't play European football. So is more candidate to get sacked, Pochettino? Maybe, but I don't know. Ten Hag, I think, like you say, last season, I actually love him, the way he handled things. But this season, with the Sancho situation, I don't know why he did that. Put all the dressing room against him. I don't know. I have the feeling that none of them is going to get sacked. In my opinion, I think Chelsea is going to get much better. And Ten Hag will sort out the situation. But in the future, don't know how long, I think Ten Hag is going to get the sack before Pochettino.
Jose, this week's Rankum has to be about the top 4. We've had a start to the season now, 4 games in. Who do you see as your challenges for that Champions League spot?
It's difficult to say because at the start of the season, I think you and I, we talk about it. And I thought Newcastle were going to be there, but the way they are playing, obviously, it doesn't look like it. Spurs really surprising me the way they are playing. They're playing fantastic and they lost their best player. They're playing fantastic. Yeah. It's not just getting the results, it's how they're playing as well. They're playing fantastic football. So the order, obviously, everyone knows. I think Manchester City is going to be the winner again.
Yeah.
Arsenal, for me, they look worse than last season, in my opinion, the way they are playing. But I believe they're going to still make in second position. And then I will go with Liverpool 3rd, and I'm going to go for the Spurs 4th, I think.
Oh,
I'm going to change.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, I'm changing. I'm not sure if we're going to change because remember, we did that at the start of the season, but I don't know how the teams are. Obviously, it's very, very, very early, to say, but the teams, the way they are playing is telling you already a lot, I believe. So which one will be your top 4?
Jose, I completely agree with you, if I'm honest. I think Man City are going to be the winners. I don't think anyone can catch them. I think Liverpool are going to be closer than you think, though, to Arsenal. I think it's going to be between them two as title challengers. I think Liverpool can have a go. I think Arsenal haven't started the season great in terms of performances, but they've got results, and that says to me that they're still going to be there. And I think Tottenham. I think, we haven't got games, no European football. We've already been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. And I just think we look like a different side. And I think there's a bit of confidence in the team. Son playing up front, we look electric going forward. I fancy it. Right, so for a bit of fixture focus now, we've picked out 3 huge games when the Premier League returns. And the first one, Jose, is Man United v Brighton. Massive game for Manchester United, already under pressure with the results this season. Ten Hag falling out with Jadon Sancho, Anthony suspended. Look, they might have Højlund come back in, Jose, so he looked a plus when he come on against Arsenal. But they could lose it.
Yeah. I think as well they are in a point now that if they don't start well the game, the stadium, Old Trafford, how it is, they don't go against their players, but they start to, like go against the owners, go against and start to put the game a little bit less important, so that's why Brighton can take the advantage if they start really well. If they start really well, I actually believe, like you said, with Manchester United right now, even at home is more than 50-50. Actually, I'm actually more positive than Brighton is gonna win this game. That's the situation they are in right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a tough game. It's a brilliant game to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. But Brighton have got Evan Ferguson up front, who I think is unbelievable. I think he's a real bright future. Mitoma is a £100 million player. He'll go for 100 million next year, I think. He's that good.
Yeah.
I just feel like Manchester United at home, Jose, Rashford coming back. I think Højlund is going to start. I think they'll find a way of getting a result. I think they'll do something. Bruno Fernandes, I know he's taken a lot of stick because he's been made captain and results haven't necessarily gone away, but his performances have actually been really good.
Yeah.
And I think with them in the team, you always got a chance. And I think at home, Man United will win this one. I think it's going to be tight. I'll go 2-1 Manchester United. I think it's going to be a brilliant game.
I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go 1-2 for Brighton.
Another massive game, by the way, coming up, who have had an unbelievable start to the season. West Ham v Man City. Now, any other season, I'd probably go, Man City are going to walk this. It's going to be a stroll in the park. They're going to dominate possession. This West Ham team have surprised everyone. The performances that they've put in, the way they've set up as a side, they accept that they're not going to have loads of possession, but they hit you on the counter-attack. And David Moyes has been absolutely fantastic. This is actually a really tough game for Man City.
Yeah, the good thing in the Premier League, that's why the best league in the world, that you can see games like this that on paper looks like, for anyone who doesn't watch the Premier League, Manchester City is going to win, yes or yes. But obviously people that we play and we watch the Premier League is like, oh, it's actually a fantastic game as well, to watch. So I'm actually with you. I think it's going to be a tough game. But I don't know, Manchester City, they always, even if they don't play at their best, they always have, obviously, the main man up front. They have players that in any point they can kill you. So like you say, at the end, the counter-attacking football is going to benefit West Ham because obviously Manchester City, like they're going to go for the game, yes or yes. So anything can happen, but I'm going to go for City winning 0-2 in this game. I think City is going to, with the Haaland up front, and Foden and all these kind of players, they're going to win. Bernardo Silva.
Jose, here's a question for you.
Okay.
Rodri. He's he's been unbelievable in this holding midfield role that he plays for Man City. Where would you rank him in the Premier League all-time great midfielders?
Who you mean, Rodri?
Rodri.
Just what we're talking about, winning stuff or performance-wise?
I'm talking about as a player, winning performances in that holding midfield role. If you look at the holding midfield roles that we've had over the years, Kante, Makelele, Michael Carrick, these holding midfielders throughout the years have played in the Premier League. Where would you rank him?
I love Rodri. It's very tough, and it's very tough because obviously just the names that you mentioned. Even Michael Carrick was very underrated in his time, and I love Michael Carrick. Yeah. I love him. When he used to play. But I don't know. I think Rodri, you ask me of a weakness, is good in the air. With the ball is fantastic. Defensive-wise is fantastic. With the ball is world-class. I don't know. The only thing that you can say from Rodri, maybe is not fast. But sometimes as a midfield, you don't need to be fast. And more as a holding midfield. But then you're talking about Kante, that is a box-to-box. I think he's a different player. Kante was more box-to-box. But for example, Rodri scored more goals than Kante used to score, for example. You know?
Who would you rather have in your team? Cup final, Champions League, Rodri or Kante?
Kante.
Oh.
I love Rodri, but I think Kante will run for 4 players. You know, for me, the way I would like to play my team, if it was my team, I think Kante will. Obviously, I love Rodri, You know, I think for a team that plays football.
You don't love him that much. You put Kante in front of him. He's on the bench, mate. The Champions League final. You've just binned him.
It's true.
So don't say you love him when you've just binned him for Kante.
Who you would rather play then?
I'd say Rodri.
Yeah.
In a Champions League final, if I'm in Man City's team, I want to dictate.
In Manchester City's team, no. In your team, you are the manager. Manchester City's team, I agree. I will have Rodri. But in your team, who will you have?
Rodri.
Still.
I want to play. I want to keep the ball.
I don't care about the ball. I want to win.
Look, just on this game then, I think West Ham, Man City. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go for a draw.
You're going to go for a draw?
Go for 2-2.
How much you say? How is the score?
2-2.
I would say 0-2 for City. I think West Ham is going to do a good game, but City, they are just too good, in my opinion. Obviously, anything can happen, but I'm going to go for 0-2 for Manchester City.
Lastly, mate, a massive game, a team that you used to play for, Newcastle v Brentford. Bad start to the season for Newcastle, mate. They've lost 3 in a row, got absolutely pumped by Brighton. It's not looking good for them at the moment. What does Eddie Howe need to do?
To be honest, no one expected that. I think no you, no me. I don't think anybody expected this kind of drop from Newcastle. I know the pressure is on them now as well, because obviously, like you know, Newcastle now they need to get in the top 4, top 6, probably top 4 even. Now the pressure is not like last season that making it top 4 it was a miracle and it was fantastic and everyone celebrating. Now everyone's expecting them to fight for the top 4. So you can see the pressure on the players. It's not the same team, you know, and for me, they actually improved the team from last season. I think they have even a better starting 11, better bench, you know, but they are still, you know, they are not able to perform like they did last year. So they're gonna, top 4, I have another opinion at the start of the season before I watched the games, but now the way they are playing, not because of the results, the way they are playing, it doesn't give me any positive about it. I'm not sure what you think.
I know. Eddie Howe's almost on the brink of not being able to lose any more games.
Yeah.
You know, like he's getting to that point already where you've lost 3. You can only really lose 6 or 7 in the whole season.
Yeah.
If you want to, you know, if you want to compete for top 4. And I just feel like he's very close at the moment of people starting to ask questions about it.
Yeah, for me, I love him as a manager. I think he's done a fantastic job up to today, you know, and last year what he did, you know, because people say they are spending, they are spending, but still spending in players that you don't expect them to spend, really. That's the truth. They are not going for world-class players already made, you know, so, and that approach has been working. Now, it's too early maybe to judge them, but it's true that it doesn't look very, very positive. You know, the way they are playing. Again, I don't put the results on the side. I'm just going to focus on the performances. They need to improve a lot more. But if someone can do that, is Newcastle and more obviously at home against Brentford. You know, with the fans, they're going to really, really go for it. And I really think they're going to win this game.
I think they'll win this one 2-0.
Yeah, I think 2-0, you think? I think they're going to win 3-0.
I think 2-0 Newcastle, yeah.
I'm going to go 3-0 for Newcastle this game.
Right, Jose, let's go through the other games. Just win, lose or draw. We've got Wolves v Liverpool.
Liverpool win.
Yeah, Liverpool. Agree with that. Villa v Palace.
Villa win.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Fulham v Luton.
Draw.
Draw? Luton are terrible. Fulham win.
I know, but just to change a bit. Just to change a little bit.
Manchester United v Brighton.
Brighton is going to win.
I'm Manchester United win. Tottenham v Sheffield United. Tottenham win comfortable.
Tottenham win comfortable. I agree.
West Ham v Man City. I'm going for a draw.
Manchester City is going to win.
Newcastle, Brentford. We both go Newcastle, right?
Newcastle. At home, Newcastle.
Bournemouth v Chelsea.
Tough one, this one, eh? I will say a draw in this one as well.
I'm going to say a draw as well. Everton v Arsenal.
Arsenal is going to win this game. Or a draw as well. It could be, eh? Arsenal. I'm going to go for Arsenal.
Arsenal win, comfortable. Nottingham Forest v Burnley.
Nottingham Forest is going to win this game at home.
Yeah, I'll go Nottingham Forest as well. Right, Jose, it's time to play Lord or Fraud. Some players that are coming into the spotlight right now. Nicholas Jackson, centre forward at Chelsea. Lord or Fraud?
At Villarreal, he was Lord. At the moment in Chelsea, is a fraud. He needs to perform much better. He needs to put goals. Love him as a player, quality-wise, still a lot to prove. A lot to prove.
Yeah, it's hard to really put a judgment on him so quickly.
Oh, yeah, but we're talking about yours. You're talking about yours right now, eh? Up to today. We're talking about yours up to today.
I'm thinking, yeah, right now, could he be a Lord? Yes, he could be a Lord because he has got the potential to be that. But he needs to add goals to his game, missing sitters. And I think he needs to carry the line at Chelsea. And I think he's got a long way to go. So I'm going to go fraud on him as well at the moment. A bit harsh.
I agree. Raheem
Sterling, though, Jose, big player. Started the season all right at Chelsea. Lord of Fraud.
You can compare the Sterling that we see now with the one we used to see at Manchester City, for example, or even the one I play with at Liverpool. You know, I don't see the same player. So at Chelsea, he's been a fraud. I think I love him when he used to be at City. I love him when I play with him. But now at Chelsea, like you say, he started well. But again, the last few games, is coming back to the same performances of last season. So I will go for a fraud.
God, that's harsh.
Well, but obviously, what you expect for Sterling? I expect a lot more from Sterling.
I don't know. I mean, he started the season well, I think. He's putting some decent performances. Do I think he's a world-class player? No, he's not world-class.
But listen,
he's a good player.
His best season at Manchester City, he scored, I think it was 15 plus goals or something like that. Eh?
I know. I could stand on the left wing and score 15 goals for Man City.
No, I don't agree. I don't think it's that easy. I don't think it's that easy. I think he's playing out of position sometimes because I don't think on the right he actually suit him. I don't think he's much better on the left, in my opinion. But we're talking about up to today. Obviously, as a player, like we said with Jackson before, I love talent-wise. They are fantastic players, you know. But up to today, for me, it's not a Lord. I cannot say Sterling is a Lord this season.
Disagree with that, mate. For me, Sterling's a Lord. He's 100 goal club in the Premier League. He started the season well. Yeah, you want to do more, but I think he's planning a back for his side. Another player at Chelsea we've got to talk about because they're having a beast. Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper, got him from Brighton. You having him?
I have him. I love him at Brighton. I really, really like him at Brighton. Playing for Brighton was with Spain. So for me, he is a Lord. But this season, the same. I don't know. Is you improving Kepa with him? I don't think so. I think it's the same kind of level. But Kepa is playing for Real Madrid, don't get me wrong. So you're talking about top goalkeepers here. But this season has been good enough? No, it's not been good enough this season.
No, I think he's a fraud, mate. I do. I think he was all right at Brighton. I think distribution-wise, though, playing at Chelsea, you've got to be top level. And if you're at Chelsea club, you need to be a world-class keeper. He ain't a world-class keeper. He's a good keeper. You know, he makes some good saves, and yeah, he's all right. He'll do a job. If you're talking about this Chelsea team that spent £1 billion and we're expected to be challenging for the title again, he ain't the keeper that's going to win your way.
You don't think he can be the keeper for Chelsea if they were fighting for stuff?
No.
I disagree on that.
Jose, as always, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back next week for another counter attack with me, Jamie Hart, and Jose Enrique. Thanks for listening.